What's good, everybody? It's your brother, Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. If I sound tired or just just down, it's because I am sick and tired of the ridiculousness of this gender war. And the black gender war is so over the top and there's so much ignorance involved in it that black people will automatically uplift a person of a different race just to, I guess, prove their point in the gender war, right? We already saw this a long time ago with Pearl Davis or Pearly Things, and black people uplifted her and worked on her platform and basically built her platform and made her famous and gave her money based on her support of the manosphere and because she was regurgitating a lot of the nonsense that she stole from either Kevin Samuels or a lot of you other knuckleheads in the black manosphere. Dumb Negroes put her on a pedestal and were even saying she was attractive, just all types of nonsense, right? And now there's another white woman that these Negroes are now doing the same thing for. And it's this German white woman. Let me find out what her name is. I can't remember what her name is. Let's see if I can actually find one of her videos. Let me go look up. German woman says black women are no competition. Yeah, here she is. Miss Saria Brooks. So apparently she is a white woman over in Germany who has a black husband, according to her. I've never seen pictures of him, so I can't confirm that. But she has a black husband that, according to her, this is what she said, that, when she met him, she started doing all these things for him. She would, make him snacks during the day and make all his meals and get his clothes ready and stuff like that. So according to her, by her doing this, like he was just so shocked that any woman would treat him like this, that any woman would serve her man like this, right? So according to her, she feels that black American women are no competition. Now, technically, that's not what she said. In her original video, she was really speaking on American women, but because she's with a Negro, people took it as she was talking about black American women, that she's better than black American women. And to be totally honest, even though she claims she didn't say black American women specifically, she's still riding on that now. And once again, you got all these black content creators bigging her up and praising her and basically putting her on their shoulders as their new black manosphere white queen, right? This white woman is now being put on a pedestal by all these goofy Negroes in the manosphere and the manosphere cheerleaders and their whole red pill gender war nonsense. And so you know that's how ridiculous it is that black people will literally put someone that does not look like them, does not have their best interest at heart. They'll put them on a pedestal just because this person sides with them in this ridiculous gender war against each other. That's how sick black people are nowadays. That's how twisted we've become, in that we will put someone like just some random jump off from Germany and put them on a pedestal to be the messenger and the white queen of black people. And these divestors do the same nonsense too. If they find a white boy that they feel speaks up for black women or who claims to love black women or who pretends to love black women, they'll put that white boy on a pedestal, right? They'll crown him as the white baron of bedwenches, right? So we can't win because we are too divided fighting amongst each other, and or let me rephrase that. We are viewed as such because normal black people don't go for this nonsense. Most normal black people like myself are married to other black people who, are around other black people, and this type of nonsense doesn't come up. We all get along just fine hanging around other black people. Like I just did some traveling and went to this black owned coffee shop, and it was a great experience. I really enjoyed the food there. It was a really nice atmosphere. They played good music for a change in the coffee house. Usually you have to hear this crappy hipster nonsense, but they were playing some classic black soul music. So I really enjoyed myself there, you know, and that is how black people normally act and interact with each other. But then you got these scumbags and these opportunists on social media who are bottom feeders, who love this gender war because it brings them views to their little shitty channel. If there was no gender war, no one would care what they had to say, right? Because they have no other type of content. They have nothing else to talk about on there. So, this gender war brings them money. And if they can uplift this white woman and get some attention from her, suck off some of her attention, suck off her titty, they'll get, some more views for their channel. And the dumb thing is, all they're doing is uplifting her. I guarantee you're going to see her popping up all over the place. I'm sure someone's going to want to try to interview her and make her even more famous. She's going to get just as big as Pearl Davis. and then all of a sudden, someone's going to find out that she said or did something racist, and then you Negroes are going to try to run away from her. But let's look at the people who are supporting her now, so that way there's no confusion later on when something bad comes out about her, right? When something negative comes out about her, we have to know who all the Negroes were that were uplifting her and supporting her in the first place. So looking on here up top, you got the conservative twins or the Hodge twins. They put her up on a pedestal. Of course, they're going to do that because they hate black people just in general. And, anyone who would take a swipe or attack black women, they're going to automatically put that person up on a pedestal, right? So, of course, they're going to do it. Then you have Chiza Zed. He's another one of these black manosphere types that loves to uplift anyone who would criticize black women, even if it's to his detriment, right? So he'll put them up on there. Let's see some of the other people. You got a black manosphere cheerleader, Dee Dee, who I do like some of her content, and she doesn't claim, she actually is married to a black man, so you would think she would be a little bit more careful before she would put this white woman on a pedestal. But I guess maybe she figures I got my man, so there's no reason that I can't make some of this social media money and praise this white woman and put this white woman on the pedestal. But I'll just say to Dee Dee, you better be careful of that because that can go left real bad, right? And you got some other folks here. Of course, the Crimson Cure. She's one that always supports, because she supported Pearly. She supported Pearly things back in the day. And then when it was revealed that Pearl Davis was a racist, I don't know how you couldn't see that. That's when she sort of backed up off of supporting Pearl Davis. Of course, you got Anton Daniels. Of course, he made like 2 or 3 videos about this white woman. So, of course, he's going to support this because he loves to support nonsense like this, where this black gender war, and he likes to tell people that the black community is trash and, the black community is dead and, black people have a trash culture. So he loves doing that. He loves shitting on black people to make money on social media because he thinks that's going to make him the new Kevin Samuels. He thinks that he can get that Kevin Samuels spot. And of course, you got some other folks here in the manosphere, and they're taking they'll take black women who are offended by this nonsense, by this white woman, and they'll criticize them. They'll attack these black women and make it seem like there's something wrong for them, as if black men would not do the reverse. Like if there was a German white man talking trash about saying black men are no competition, black men would not respond to that, right? But they're trying to make it seem like there's something wrong with these black women for responding and saying that they're in their feelings or they're hurt by this white woman. No, they're responding the way they should respond because that's what this white woman did. She's trolling in order to get herself up there in the algorithm, and you dumb Negroes are helping her. You got people like Night Talk. Of course, he's going to support the German white woman. She looks like his wife. He has a white wife that looks almost exactly like that. So of course he's going to support her and say that black women are no competition. He didn't even want a black woman, right? So that's a no brainer, right? Who else is on here? O'Shea Duke Jackson, Danica Marie, who's also married to a black man, supporting what this dumb white female says. I guess once again, like Dee Dee, she figures, well, I got myself a black man. I'm just gonna go along to get along and get some of this this white YouTuber money, get some of this manosphere money, right? Once again, Danica Marie, I appreciate a lot of her videos and discussions as well. And what's interesting about that is her husband does not agree with the Passport Bro movement. And I noticed that she used to be very much supportive of the whole Passport Bro thing until she had her husband on there, and he said that a lot of these Passport Bros are on some bullshit. So she doesn't all the way support Passport Bros anymore. You know, and I wonder what her husband would have to say about this, because I do feel like he's actually very pro-black. So I don't think he would even agree with supporting this German white woman over black women. Let's see. Yeah, just, I mean, like I said, the typical usual suspects on social media. A lot of these Negroes who follow Kevin Samuels and think that they're going to be the heir apparent to the moist Tinkerbell, Kevin Samuels. So a lot of them are trying their best to support this white woman. Now, listen, I already talked about this in one of my other videos where I talked about how black people love to put white people on a pedestal for no reason or little reason at all, right? When I talked about, Negroes were loving Larry Bird because they found out Larry Bird smokes Newports, or if a white person can dance or rap or sing, they'll automatically elevate this white person. The same goes for in dating. If this white woman does the bare minimum, they will uplift this white woman to make her seem like she's great. So I do believe her black husband was probably overpraising her for the things that he was done, the things that she was doing for him, right? Because you can't tell me that as a black man you've never been served food before by a black woman. That's nonsense, okay? And he, I guess, according to her, she said like even his family didn't do that. That's bullshit, all right? And a lot of you knuckleheads, you will overpraise a white female for doing something for you that a black woman has done for you before, and you didn't. You took that for granted though, because it was a black person doing it for you, so you didn't show them any appreciation. But when Becky does it, you Negroes get all moist in the pants about that. All right. And like I said, I've been black all my life. I've been around black women all my life, and I've been served by black women, food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and everything else, to the point where I've had to tell black women to calm down and stop serving me because you're causing me to gain weight. You know what I'm saying? I've had to cool down on the generosity of black women because, like I said, I've been served by them to the point where I'm stuffed. I can't eat anymore. So all this thing that they're talking about, a lot of that is nonsense that this German woman is saying. All right. But once again, Negroes will overpraise white women for doing the bare minimum and the basics. And if this white girl here, I don't know what her body looks like, but if she has any type of shape or any type of like injections in her booty or whatever to make her ass bigger, these Negroes will say, "Oh, she's thick, man. She's hot, and all she has to do is learn how to cook fried chicken, and she'll be better than any black woman." Right? We've seen Negroes say stupid stuff like that on social media. So there's no point really in even arguing with them about the merits of what she's saying, because Negroes will automatically put this woman as their queen. And once again, they'll want to suck off her titty to, praise her and uplift her and think she's the greatest just because she's white. And if she's foreign white, that's even better. Now, to the black women out there, I'll say this. Don't get too upset and think that, black men are going to all of a sudden start going to Germany or whatever. These Negroes don't have money for that. Okay, it came almost as a gift and out of left field that this white woman in particular has a black husband who either was in the military or something like that and traveled out to Germany and was able to get her. All right. Passport bros don't go to first world nations to get women. They can't afford that. Okay. You notice when these passport bros talk, they're always going to these third world countries or these poor countries where they can take their little twos and few dollars and spend it there and live like a king. That's why these guys don't have the money to go somewhere like Germany and pick up women. And you Negroes, if you try to do that, a lot of that shit's going to go left. All right, that don't be fooled by this one white woman who has a fetish for black males. They all don't think that way. All right, they all don't want to be with a black man. In fact, if you try to go to Germany, chances are there's a good chance that you'll get your head bust open. All right, don't think that just because Hitler was defeated that racist sentiment and that white supremacist mindset disappeared out of Germany. Okay, and I've heard this from actual veterans who were in Germany post World War II. Okay, I do know a lot of black men who served in World War II or who were stationed in Germany afterwards for either like the cleanup or just like the occupation of Germany. And I've heard some horror stories. Yeah, I've heard stories of them, having sex with white women and German women, but I've also heard some horror stories about some, excuse me, some of the end results of that and some of the terrible things that happened to some of those black men over there, or how they would just come up missing or be, actually be lynched. There were lynchings going on there too. Okay, so be careful. Be careful if you can't afford it. You want to be careful when you go over there to this foreign country, especially if you don't speak the language and think you're just going because you saw this weirdo Vulcan-looking white female on social media talking about how she's no black woman is competition for her. Your dumbass is going to go over to Germany and think you're going to pick up some white woman, and you're going to turn up missing or dead or whatever, right? So, like I said, but once again, you don't have to worry about that. Many of these passport bro advocates can't afford to go over there, right? So to the black women that are worried about that, I wouldn't say. A lot of these guys are just blowing smoke up your ass because that's what they love to do. They love to make black women jealous, right? They play the same games that females play, which is sad. And I've gotten on them about that here on this channel where they've, come here and they said that, well, we should return the same energy and kind to these females. Of like, since when is it okay for a man ever to act like a female? When is it ever okay for a man to be just as bitchy and catty as a female who's upset and acting envious and trying to make people jealous and whatnot? Why is that okay in the manosphere? Why is it okay for these men to act like females? It's sickening. But a lot of them were raised by females. A lot of them didn't have a man in their life, so they think it's okay. So anyway, I mean, you folks can let me know how you feel about this in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this. And I already know the responses I'm going to get from the guys in the manosphere. They probably love this white woman, right? Or they have a white woman themselves already. So they're going to praise this. So it is what it is. But, I'm just eager to see where this goes. I'm eager to see, this white woman being put on a pedestal, and then when something bad comes out about her later, I want to see how these Negroes scatter like roaches when the lights turned on when that comes out. Anyway, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.